What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, in the previous video, we went ahead and dedicated the whole topic to the specialist system being revamped in Season 3, but today we're going to specifically talk about Season 2 and all the information the developers gave to us about the map, weapons, and pretty much everything to expect within the next season. But just to let you guys know very quickly, today I'm going to go ahead and live stream the brand new Vanguard update. Yes, Season 5 is coming into Vanguard, so I've been debating if I'm going to make a video about this tomorrow. We'll see how everything goes. We'll see if I actually enjoy the season and if I enjoy what came into it. I don't really think it's going to be that great. I don't have high expectations, but you never know. We're going to check it out. And on the 25th of this month, so tomorrow, it's going to be a gameplay reveal for the brand new map coming in Season 2 for Battlefield 2042, which once again, we'll go ahead and check out live, and possibly, very possibly, we might go ahead and make a video about that sometime this week as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to Battlefield 2042, as we all know, Season 1 lacked everything, absolutely everything. Now, one thing that I can agree with is that the game turned out a little bit better when it comes to bugs, glitches, and performance. It still lacks when it comes to last-gen consoles. I heard, next-gen consoles as well are still having problems when it comes to the hit detection and aim assist, and PC, trust me, we are long away from even getting the mouse input fixed. So, yeah, there are a fair share of issues within Season 1, but overall, I gotta say, the game was massively improved compared to the Day 1 version of Battlefield 2042. But something that made the overall experience very boring, dull, and made me not want to come back and revisit Battlefield 2042 anymore after Season 1, was the lack of content behind the game. Once again, as a community, we all came together and said, look, we enjoy what you're doing for Battlefield 2042. You're fixing up the game, but at the end of the day, there's nothing to play in the title. All of the maps currently suck. The only decent maps we can play right now are old school classics, which aren't bad at all, but at a certain amount of time, we want to play new, innovative maps that are actually good, So we can play classics as much as we want, but down to its core, we want Battlefield 2042 to shine on its own without needing it. Remasters should be add-ons. It should be, to add on to the overall experience, not being the main centerpiece of the experience. But here we are going into Season 2 of Battlefield 2042, and as we all know, the community is very fed up with the lack of content right now. So this is going to be the deciding factor for a lot of people if they're going to come back and play the game, or if they're just going to overall ditch it. And I'm sad to say, but it does not seem like we're going to be getting any content anytime soon, at least a massive bunch of content. As you see here, Battlefield Bulletin put out a tweet saying, DICE reaffirms Battlefield 2042 future seasons will have a similar amount of content, so they can focus on the quality of what they are giving you, which they hope you saw in Season 1. So do not expect to see the amount of content we used to have in previous expansion packs. So basically what we're seeing right here is every single season that's coming into Battlefield 2042 is going to be identical to Season 1 of this game, which to me personally just chalks up that the game is done for. It's dead. They're moving on. The DICE development team, along with EA, have officially chalked up the game, and it's time to move to the next one. If they were truly passionate about the project, they would be doing more than just fixing up the title. There will be tons of people working on this game. They don't need the art team. They don't need the map development team. They don't need all of those people working on bugs and glitches, right? They should have hundreds of individuals who could do that. But what I'm seeing right here is that they don't have hundreds of individuals, which means that with the skeleton crew that they have, they only have enough manpower to go ahead and focus on bugs and glitches. Again, nothing wrong with that. I don't want to stress out the skeleton crew because it's a very minimal amount of people working on this game, and for a AAA game, that's a lot of work for just, a set of people. But again, EA and DICE specifically said that there is no skeleton crew for this game. We have everybody working on it, right? Now, I think the majority of us would have moved on, but the fact that we have been hearing this nonsense, that they have a full team working on this game, but they can't push any faster than they are right now, is just an absolute embarrassment. And I personally think it's a skeleton crew, but since we don't have any official information, that's still a conspiracy theory. So right now, with the information that I know, this is absolutely pathetic. One map with all the individual developers working on this game is horrifying. And trust me, I did see the work they did with Season 1 when it comes to the quality of the game, Like I said, the quality of the game is massively different from Day 1 to current date. But two things about that. One, every Battlefield game has turned out like that. So, I don't know why they're using this excuse, because Battlefield 4 started like that, Battlefield 3 started like that, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, they all started rough and then, got better over time. But all of those games were still able to get content compared to Battlefield 2042 with no content. And also, the second thing, why the hell are we making this the norm? I've said this multiple times in the past, but we should not normalize these developers releasing broken games and fixing them over time. We should normalize a product being full at launch, we pay $60 for it, and we get something good right there and then. That's what we should be normalizing. But because of those 2 points, I can't go along with what DICE is saying here, you know. If it wasn't for those reasons, I would give a little bit more faith into them. But even Battlefield 5 was an absolute disaster at launch, and even in the middle of its life cycle, they changed the time to kill, and, you know, it ruined the whole game. It changed up all the metas, all the weapons. You know, they went through horrible phases with Battlefield 5, but they were still able to juggle that along with the content being introduced into the game. And Battlefield 5 had the least amount of content. I mean, we struggled for months and months and months and months, but at least after the first season, it got better and better and better. 2042 is not going to be getting better and better. The game is in such a horrifying state right now that the only way that they can actually get it to a playable spot is if they just give us the bare minimum content every single season. But it's still not the bare minimum. At least we're still getting something, but again, it's not going to be anything too fancy. As you can see right here, they're going to be bringing back a bunch of weapons from Portal, putting them into Battlefield 2042 All-Out Warfare. So we're going to be seeing things like the M16, the M60E4, and later in the season, we'll see things like the P90, AK-74U, and the M98B. Now, I think this is going to be pretty fun, useful, because once again, the game is lacking tons of content to the point where I'm just snoozing. I'm bored as hell. So having a couple of new SMGs, having another assault rifle come into the mix, a new LMG since we're lacking LMGs, it's going to be nice for variety. It's going to make the game so much better and more replayable. But again, this is all Portal content. All of these weapons are from old school games. I don't know why we can't just have people sketch anything up. You're telling me 3+ years of producing this game behind the scenes. It doesn't even matter if it was starting off as a battle royale. At the end of the day, they still had tons of weapon concepts. You're telling me you can't bring any of those weapons into the game and just give them to us. Just add them into the season. The only possible option you have here for Season 2 is to give us remastered weapons, and that's it. I don't know where they're coming from. Again, they can't make this excuse when in the past their games have been buggy and glitchy at first, yet they still all got content across the board while they fixed up the game. This shouldn't be allowed. And then for our new maps, we will have one brand new map coming into the mix, which you see right on your screen here with the big ass boat. Should be pretty fun to play on this actually. I saw a little bit of gameplay, and like I said, the trailer for this, or the full gameplay reveal, is going to be on the 25th, so tune into my stream, Twitch TV. The link to that is down in the description. We're going to be checking out the gameplay trailer live. But it looks pretty decent, but again, it's one map. I know that they're coming back and they're trying to fix up these maps to make them more playable because they heard all of our feedback in the beginning, but my goodness, you're telling me there's nothing? You guys didn't produce any, like, what about all the Metro-styled maps, the Lockers maps? Those don't need to be remodeled. Those are made for close-quartered, you know, close-range engagements, you know? Why can't we get some of those maps mixed into the gameplay as well? I'm assuming they didn't make any of them at launch. This whole game is just a disaster, in my personal opinion. It's all over the place. And then, of course, they're going to be reworking a couple more maps. They're reworking a Renewal, which we already saw a long time ago that they're working on that. Again, I don't know why it's taking this long to put these maps into the game. Renewal should have been put into the game when Kaleidoscope was put into the game, because they're literally not changing anything besides adding cover into certain spots. So I don't see why this is stupidly complex to get into the game. But Renewal is going to be coming later in September. So I guess shortly. We'll see that very shortly. And then they're working on Orbital, which I don't understand why they're working on Orbital. I feel like Orbital is the last map that I was truly expecting them to push out here. Now, the Orbital rework, and I'll put it up on the screen here so you guys can see what they're doing here before and after. They actually posted this over on their Twitter account. I don't get it, man. Out of all the maps, I was hoping for Hourglass or something like that, and here we are taking Orbital, probably the map with the least amount of problems. You know, across the board, I think it's pretty fun. You can either go out into the jungle side of the map, you have tons of trees, you have tons of rocks, you have tons of cover on that side, or you go to the rocket launch side of the map, where you either go into the building with tons of cover, or you go to the actual rocket launch with tons of cover. You know, the map was good. I think it was fine. I think it was fine. I would have waited for Orbital to come out later. But no, we're getting that one first. Their priorities are all over the place. And once again, I'm going to say it, and I know tons of people are going to hate me for it, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. These maps should have been like this since day one, and these maps should have been released all in a bundle together. We shouldn't be getting drip-fed. Like, we're getting drip-fed content that's already in the game. Usually we get drip-fed new content, like we are right now, where we're only getting one map, or drip-fed weapons. But no, we're getting drip-fed. The maps are already in the game, and the only changes are adding additional cover. And we're getting drip-fed this content. They're not even giving it to us. Battlefield 2042 is a game of catch-up. That's all it is right now. It's a game of trying to get it to a point where it's playable. We're almost a year into the production of this game, and we're still trying to get the maps up to date. We're still trying to get the mouse input and the freaking hit detection up to date. We're trying to get the aim assist up to date. We're trying to get all the basics that should have been done before the beta up to date before we can even add anything fresh into the title. Again, if it is a skeleton crew, I appreciate the work, I really do. But if I'm taking the word from EA, which, you know, is what I have to do, that's just a conspiracy theory that it's a skeleton team. So I have to take the word that there's tons of people working on this game. Really? Are you guys actually serious right now? It's just depressing. It's truly depressing at this point, and it's been fun covering it, I'll be honest, you know. I'm not even playing the game that much. I'm just sitting back and watching it all unfold. And I will be obviously coming back and trying it because, don't get me wrong, you know, even though I'd prefer if they went to Hourglass first before Orbital's still welcome. I think the changes look good, but why couldn't they get them all out at once? It's just... the game's lacking. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, if you want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, put the link down in the description. And also, if you want to catch me live streams of video games, drove on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.